amateur, we work, we fight on the weekends. Every weekend on tournaments, you fight every single day in these tournaments. So as a pro, maybe it's a little bit different because now you're getting punched with smaller gloves and no headgear, but you still gotta have the same mentality. You still gotta train. You gotta train every day. Boxing's not an off-season sport; it's all season long. So if you want to become a champion, you got to train every single day.
How disappointed was it to not get that Earl Spence fight? I feel like that was going to take you to the next level.
Disappointing is not the word, because in the business of boxing, nothing's for sure until you see that contract in your face. Earl Spence came up into the ring. He told me he wanted to fight me. I told him I wanted to fight him, but that's where it ended. Social media makes it a little bit bigger than it is, and that's fine. That's good for the drama of boxing, but nothing's for sure until that contract's signed.
Sebastian, what we can expect for your Latin audience?
What's that, say?
What we can expect from your next fight?
A great fight. I plan to put on a great fight for the fans. I've been training very hard, and this is my first title defense, so I'm going to show everybody that I'm a champion that can defend this title.
You have a Mexican family. What can you tell us about your Mexican roots?
Big Mexican family. My mother's Mexican, so I'm half Mexican. After this fight, I'm going to Mexico City to enjoy myself. That's where I always go for vacation. And then we'll see after that. But I have big Mexican roots. I think with my style, it shows how much Mexican blood I have in my veins.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sebastian, you're 48 hours about from fight time. Is there a switch that goes on where the nice guy we're talking to now goes out the window, or how does that work? Turning that switch on.
I think the nice guy persona is just me. The way you guys see me today, yesterday, that's how I usually am. But in the boxing ring, it's completely different. Now I don't have to talk no more. I put the mouthpiece in, I put the gloves on, and I speak with my hands. So maybe my fighting style is a lot different from my personality outside of the ring, but it's I guess that's where it turns off. That nice guy mindset.
Sorry, Sebastian, I missed that first one. Did you really want the Spence fight? Was that a fight that you relished and coveted?
Of course I want that fight. It's a big fight. It's a big fight. But again, that didn't happen. So just have to keep a good mindset and to continue to go. Whoever it is we fight, we train 100% for them. Whether it's a Spence or a Booker, doesn't matter.
Do you think Spence still happens down the line?
You know what? I hope so. Why not? It's a great fight. I think it's a great fight. I think he's a great fighter. But we'll see what happens in the future.
I know it's hard because Booker is, first things first, and you've been asked this in the lead up to the fight, but, is there any, Erickson Lubin talks about wanting a rematch. Ortiz is the interim champion. There's unifications available. Is there just anything that, and you always say, I'm the fighter, I'm not the promoter, I fight who they put in front, but is there anything you, the fighter, wants in this division?
The reason I answer those questions like that is because I don't call out anybody. There's everybody that you name, I want to fight. I'll fight all those guys. I'm not afraid of anybody. I have these 2 titles, so of course they have to come and fight me. So whenever I get that call, whenever I get that contract to fight these guys, you'll see me headlining or whatever the case, fighting these guys.
Just want to ask, just to pick your brain about other things in the sport. If Benavidez and Bivol were to fight, who would you favor in that matchup?
I favor Benavidez. Benavidez is very fast, very strong. Did a couple sparrings with him. Very talented fighter.
Man, what was that sparring like? Were you guys just working, or did it almost start to edge up into being a real fight, or what was that?
Sparring and fighting are 2 different things. Great work, always great work up in Big Bear with him, and nothing but respect for Benavidez.
Did you ever work with Pacheco as well?
Yes, I did a couple sparring with Pacheco. Pacheco's another great fighter. 168, he's the number 1, I think, number 1 contender. Yeah. We'll see if he gets that Canelo fight. I hope he does. I think he has the Canadian next.
Christian Mabili.
Yeah, and that's a big fight right there. So wish him nothing but the best. Great fighter.
Is there any similarities between the 2 of you? He's kind of the Fundora of 168.
Very tall fighter. Right. Very tall fighter. He's right-handed. We're southpaw. There's 2 different things, 2 different fighters, 2 different people. Yeah. But excellent fighter nonetheless.
But gentlemen outside the ring beat you up in the ring, taller than everybody else in their weight class. So
he's the whole package. He's the whole package, and where he's at is well deserved.
Do you think, given your unique stature, sometimes maybe get credit for your skills, and people look at you more like, it's because he's tall or whatever?
Definitely, but I try not to look at the negative. I'm in this positive position. I'm a unified world champion, so to look at those things is to focus on the negative things, and I have no time for that.
When you hear some trash talking, who's better in relation to the sport, you or your sister? Come on.
Me, of course. Put the camera right there. Put the camera.
Who has all the belts? This girl right here.
Fundora is good.
How you doing, brother? How you doing?
You look good and strong.
Thank you.
I was telling your dad, you look good. So I look for you to get a knockout.
I'm hoping for it. But nothing's promised in boxing. You got to work for it.
Based on your style matchup, it's tailor-made. Use your angles, flip your jab up, and run him into your power shot.
Absolutely.
Always a pleasure.
God bless, brother. Thank you.
Sebastian, to Guru's point though, yeah, you don't look like the weight is an issue at all. Like, just how is that possible at 6'6" that you make the weight and make it comfortably?
It's just work. Now we live in the mountains, ice cold weather. It sucks, for anything, honestly, not just boxing, but for anything. But having that mentality that you have to work to get what you want, it makes it that much easier. You have to work to get in this position. You have to work to make weight. You have to work outside of boxing to make a living. So these things are just something that's implanted in my mind by my father, and we just live day by day.
Do you ever look at things like that though and go like, I really was chosen to fight, like I really was made to fight? It doesn't make sense that I can even make this weight and be strong, and you know what I mean?
It's a blessing. That's how I look at it. It's a blessing that I have this mindset, that I have this type of parents. My father's my coach, my sister's my sister. All this to me is a big blessing.
When you're facing off with your opponent like Booker, sometimes us on the outside, we try to say, do they sense fear? Do they sense this or that? Do you even look into that stuff? Is that real when it comes to you?
I think it is real, but I feel that falls into talking crap. I'm not the one to talk crap, but I feel like with the past two camps, I've been looking at human emotion, how people react, and the older I get, the more I see, the more I'm learning. And we'll definitely be using it this fight.
What is interesting you these days outside of the boxing ring?
Outside of boxing?
Yeah.
I'm paying attention to WWE. I'm watching WWE. So my little sister, my younger sister, not this one right here,
Right.
She's kind of boring. She's watching WWE, and
How old is she?
She's 10 years old.
Okay.
But she's the next one. Hopefully, fingers crossed, she's going to be the one winning, the one in the Fundora family winning the gold medal for us. So that would definitely be something that we need. But, maybe I think the WrestleMania is going to be here in Las Vegas.
It is.
Yeah,
Next
so
month.
maybe I'll come with my family to watch that.
Yeah. Thank you, Sebastian.
What was the main focus in this training camp for you?
Just to stay motivated, we've been training this whole time, a whole year, and now we got to fight. So, we're focused on Booker and we're ready to do our job.
And what did you notice when you guys faced off together?
I saw that he's a ready fighter. He's ready, top contender as well. So we're ready to put on our best for this fight as well.